Welcome to today's video where I embrace the beauty of painting plein air with the magic of a Stay Wet gouache palette. Get ready to explore. Hello creative souls. So I've got you balanced on the back of a dining room chair because I thought I would just show you what I'm going to take on my plein air trip today. We're down in Cornwall for a few days. So I don't know if you've watched my last video. I packed a wet gouache palette. So here it is. I haven't opened it since the video, which was only a few days ago. All seems to be nice and wet still. So I'm going to seal that up, push the silicone down, and I'm going to pack that. Oh look, the black paint, as I thought it would, is quite messy, so I'm just going to grab a cloth. I did fear that would happen. Anyway, so that's all in there securely. I'm going to take my Canson art book with me today. This is what I did my sketch in the other day. And so I'm going to start filling this one up. This is an A5. And I think I'm going to need some clips today because although it's sunny, it's mighty windy and actually mighty cold. So I'm going to take some clips. I'm not going to bother taking my watercolour travel kit because I'm going to use my gouache. I've got my travel brushes in there. I've got some water. I don't think I'm going to bother taking my Caran d'Ache either. I don't think that will fit in there. But I've got some kitchen roll. I'm going to leave my pencils in there and my micron pens, and I've got a pencil and an eraser in there. I've got my water brush as well, which I don't think I'll use today because the gouache is wet, so I shouldn't need to use my water brush. I'm going to stick with my travel brushes, I think. So that's me all ready to go. I don't know if any of you watch Beyond Paradise, but we are going exploring today along the coast to Port Eliot. So you'll see some footage of us today going along the coast. And I will of course share with you how I get on a very windy day with my wet gouache palette. But it's all good fun, isn't it? So, I've got to stop saying so, by the way. I say so all the time. In fact, I think we should do a little count today in the video to see how many times I say so. Some water, of course, and I'm going to take some face sun cream with me today because although it's chilly, the wind is chilly, you can get caught out and get a little bit of sunburn on the back of your neck or on the tops of your ears. So I'm not going to be caught out today. So I'm all packed, ready to go. I think we found the cafe that was in Beyond Paradise. We're just going to go in and have a little explore and hopefully get a coffee. I'm thrilled to share these beautiful grounds with you. Port Eliot is an estate with a historical stately home, a peaceful place with lots of beautiful landscape to see and really big old trees. I've photographed these and hopefully I will get to paint them later on. I also noticed in the background there is a lake which I can't quite focus in on, but also noticed these lovely alpacas. At least I think they're alpacas. They, of course, could be llamas. After we left Port Eliot, we found a place called Anthony, and here I'm actually walking the Gouache trail. As you can see, I've got my backpack with my Plein air kit inside. Here I am. We found a lovely spot on a bench by the Tamar estuary. The weather was warm but very windy, and here I'm just getting down an initial sketch using an HB pencil. Lots of observation going on here, trying to decide what I'm going to paint. And I went with painting the view that I could see, not a section, the whole panoramic view. There's lots to take in, and as you can see, there's mud flats, there isn't any water, and this proved quite difficult to paint. In hindsight, I wished I'd taken my view catcher with me, because what I would have done is looked through the square and maybe just taken a section of the view rather than drawing the whole lot. Here I am, having finished my sketch, just setting up my trusty Stay Wet gouache palette. It's an innovative palette and it's designed to keep the paints wet and moist and workable for extended periods of time. It allowed me to focus on my art without the paint drying out. Bit of a game changer for me for outdoor painting sessions, although I still need to practice. I'm used to using watercolour paints, and with watercolour paints you always start with your lightest colours. But when you're painting with gouache, it's the complete opposite. You begin with your darkest colours and apply lighter colours over the top. Gouache paints are opaque, so you won't see the darker colours shining through. Also, another faux pas of mine is I didn't use my white gouache, because you use white gouache to lighten your colours. If you want to make gouache paint lighter, it's better to mix it with white paint opposed to watering it down. If you add the water, the consistency will become too loose. Using white paint will ensure that your colours are as clear and bright as you want them to be. But here I am, getting down lots of colour. Audrey's enjoying herself, just chilling out on the edge of the estuary. We are down on I think we're on the Tamar estuary, and it's quite windy, quite warm when the sun comes out, so it's been quite challenging. So the gouache stayed wet in the palette, but as soon as I took the silicone off, because of the weather conditions, it started to dry quite quickly. So I've managed to get some paint down onto the paper, and like I say, it's dried really quickly. But using the gouache is very different to watercolour. It's really hard trying not to use it too much like watercolour and to dilute it down too much with water. So I guess with practice I will get better. But it's just beautiful down here. Overall, I had a lovely experience painting plein air with my Stay Wet gouache palette. Share your outdoor painting adventures or thoughts in the comments below.